Welcome back, everybody, to what episode are we on? Episode 9, I think. NFL Week 3 recap. We're very consistent. I'm actually really happy with us. We've recorded every Monday night. We get you guys our recap. We get you next week's picks, and that's what we are here to do. We have an array of topics for you guys. Welcome back. We'll be talking about the Chargers and the Vikings, talking about CJ Stroud and the Texans' statement win, the Dolphins' absurd 70 bomb on the Denver Broncos, the Chiefs finally getting back on track, the Cowboys and how they are always inconsistent. Me and Charlie are very excited for that one. And then we'll be doing our trivia segment and then obviously our week 4 quick picks. Before we get into it, for any of those of you who are new, my name is Key McDermott. Let me introduce my lovely host, Dylan Challam. How are you?
I'm doing really well. Yeah, let's talk football.
Charlie, how are you?
I'm doing great. Having a good day watching some football. So can't ask for much more.
And Serge, how are you?
Good. Just trying to tune into the Bengals Rams a little bit also.
Yeah. So obviously we're all doing well. Without further ado, let's get right into it with our first topic. Obviously, out of all the topics, not as exciting of one just because of the two teams, and that's the Chargers and the Vikings. Obviously, the Chargers take down the Vikings. Close matchup, 28-24. And again, I like starting off all these topics with kind of a question. Do we think the Vikings are obviously 0-3 now? They're a team that were 13 for last season, obviously very good. Do we think that now they may look away from Kirk Cousins? And do we think Justin Jefferson may start to look away from Minnesota? Because they've just not been there this season. They've not been as good as they have been. That being said, we obviously were arguing over Chase and Jefferson last week, and Jefferson statistically has been, very good. But it's a Vikings team that's now 0-3 in a division that is looking to have some upturn, obviously, with the Lions. So just what do we take from this game? Again, you can talk Chargers, you can talk, obviously, Vikings, but that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, I'd say it's definitely too early to tell for as far as where Kirk Cousins is going to end up. It's where Justin Jefferson's going to look for a trade. Who knows what's going to happen next offseason, but that's a next offseason issue. I'd like to say, though, that the Vikings defense has been bottom 5, bottom 3 in the league for the past season, and now opening up this season, they've been absolutely horrendous. And I know the Chargers have a somewhat decent offense. Justin Herbert played one of the best games of his career in this Sunday's matchup. I thought he was fantastic. But the Vikings defense has been inexcusably bad for a team that has the best weapon in football, a top 10 quarterback in football, and honestly, not a bad rushing attack. Alexander Mattison had a really good game this Sunday. So there's just a lot that needs to be figured out. They thought Flores was the answer, and obviously it's early. Who knows what Flores can conjure at the end of this season? He has been known to put good defenses together in the past, but right now it's looking really grim for them.
I think the problem really with using Brian Flores' scheme, at least with Brian Flores right now, is that his scheme relies on obviously good man coverage cornerbacks, and he relies on often blitzing, putting them on islands in difficult situations. And who are their corners right now? Caleb Evans and Byron Murphy. Is he on?
Yeah, Byron Murphy's a good corner. Byron Murphy is one of the most underrated guys.
Other than that, it's really thin, and it's just not working out. As for the Jefferson thing, I still think he's going to stay in Minnesota. There's been a lot of talks about him and making him the highest paid receiver in football, which he will be no matter where he is. But I think Minnesota they'll eventually be put to a point where they're going to be like, hey, write whatever number you want. It's a blank check. Whatever you want, you get paid. Because he is that important to this offense. He is the most valuable player for the Minnesota Vikings. And I think what we're seeing this year was really, again, I think this year is kind of the opposite of last year, which I don't think they're an 0-3 team necessarily. I think they've been very unlucky. But last year we saw the ball bounce in a very favorable way for the Vikings, where they were 13-4, which by all the advanced metrics, you could tell that they weren't really a true 13-4 team. And that's why the Giants knocked them out in the wild card round. But I think there's I don't think they're really a terrible team necessarily, just not obviously underperforming. I think you can really see now why the possibility why I think the Vikings were looking to maybe trade up and take a guy like Anthony Richardson and kind of move away from Kirk Cousins, really, when he's still a good quarterback, but he didn't really fit their timeline where they want to contend in the future, especially when they have the best receiver in the NFL when he's so young. So I think the Vikings I think next year would really surprise me if they don't take a quarterback in the draft and move on from Cousins, given that he is, I believe, a pending free agent.
Damn, we haven't gotten an insanely long Surge monologue since like freshman year.
That was a really good one though.
That was good. They used to be Surge, please shut up, but that was very good. Sorry, Surge.
I just to touch on a couple things you said there. You said Justin Jefferson was the most valuable player for the Vikings. No, he's the most valuable player in the NFL.
I don't know about that. No.
This is an 0-3 franchise that has a receiver with 458 yards. That's averaging 152 a game, and they're still not winning. I don't understand how that's possible. You said it though, I think very perfectly, that they got really lucky last year and they've gotten really unlucky this year. It's just, everything balances out at some point, and it didn't balance out for them last season, so it's starting to balance out this year. 13-7 over the last 20 games, I think it's a really fair representation of where the Vikings are at. So I think that, that's all I really have on the Vikings, because I think that they're just going to be another they're going to have really good games this year, but if the coin toss landed their way last year, it's kind of not landing their way this year so far. As for the Chargers, easily the best they've played all year. Justin Herbert put up a great performance. Keenan Allen put up an outstanding performance. I believe over 200 yards on about 18, 19 catches. And my only concern for them is Mike Williams with a season-ending injury.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And defensively, they've looked really poor. And that's the reason they were 0-2 to start off. But I think that a really convincing performance this week is not going to translate as we go forward, but it's definitely a step in the right direction.
Yeah, and I want to kind of touch on both. And the thing with Kirk Cousins, and the reason I was asking if they think they should move on from him is, and Serge, you can touch on this. If I was the New York Jets, I'm all over Kirk Cousins right now. I'm all over Kirk Cousins right now. I think here's the thing. I think right now he's probably still a first-round pick worthy guy, just where Minnesota's at, because they still think obviously we can make it into the playoffs. And Serge, don't worry, I'll let you talk on that. But again, if I'm the New York Jets, this makes a ton of sense, especially if it's not a first-round pick. You got a play caller. That's what you need in your team to really just keep them as a contender, because we obviously know what Zach Wilson is doing there. But again, you have other guys that are options. Yeah, in terms of Justin Jefferson, look, Charlie, you're completely right. I think obviously most valuable player in the team. I don't think most valuable player in the league, but I mean, a receiver can really only do so much. The defense is, like Dylan said, atrocious, and no matter how good your receiver is, Jefferson could have 700 yards, for as far as I'm concerned. Like, the defense is just terrible, and we've seen that with how many points they've been letting up. As far as the Chargers, and another kind of question, I know I'm spewing out a ton of things that's going to warrant a ton of responses, but as far as the Chargers go, and I would love to hear what you guys have to say about this, I think talent-wise, they're a 11, 12, 13 win team, but they've just been so mediocre. I think you look at that offense, I think the defense, 100% on the defensive line, at least in that front seven, has pieces. The secondary has been very good. We saw in flashes last year, but the defense obviously has not been there. But for me, I think the Chargers, it's really disappointing, because it's a team that has a quarterback that arguably is an MVP level quarterback on his game. Receivers, obviously now Mike Williams is out, but with him there, very good receiving core. Decent, obviously very good running game with Eckler, can catch, can run. So for me, the Chargers, and kind of the question throughout the end of last season and into this one is just, where have they gone wrong? Because I don't understand. And again, it might just be as easy as the defense, which I think is a fair answer. But for the Chargers, to me, it's why did it take so long for you to finally get a win like this? And it wasn't even a super convincing win. It was a 4-point game, and you forced Mike Williams to have a fantastic catch. Obviously, Keenan Allen had a great game. I know I said a ton of things, so I'll give you a chance to respond to whichever. Serge, if you want to, whatever.
Serge just started off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talking about the Chargers, I disagree. I think this was always a really top-heavy roster, which I think the defensive line in particular, they got two great guys, obviously, Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack. but that the run defense really has never been shored up. And I think when you can stop the run, we saw what Miami was able to do against them. We saw even Minnesota, who I don't think has a good run game. They haven't had a good run game this year. They were able to run pretty well against them. I think that's a problem. Their secondary, I think obviously JC Jackson wasn't a great signing. I do like Derwin James, but cornerbacks, not really a big fan of. The weapons, obviously, I think just got a lot worse with losing Mike Williams. Hopefully, now you have to hope someone like a Quentin Johnson can take a really big step in that offense for them to kind of replicate the production that he was giving them. So overall, I think it's an okay team that's obviously being elevated by a really good quarterback, but at the same time, it's also being held back by a really bad coach, Brandon Staley, who I think I would be surprised if he isn't fired at some point. Back onto the Vikings, going on to that MVP point about Justin Jefferson being the most valuable player in the league. I think he's probably the best player in the league. Like, he's the best at any position at what he does in the game. But Micah Parsons too. I think it's between those two. It's
Patrick Mahomes. What are you guys talking about?
Patrick Mahomes.
Mahomes is the most valuable. But I think in terms of just the best at what he does,
he's still better than everyone.
I think Tyreek Hill also.
No, but I mean, Patrick Mahomes obviously has a more quantifiable effect because he's
Thank you, Keen.
And Justin Jefferson is a wide receiver. So obviously it's going to be it's
hard to it's hard to make this argument.
My point was made. I think that Justin Jefferson could finish top 3 in MVP voting this year. I mean, that's
Serge said quantifiable, so we're all wrong because no one knows what that actually means. I'm joking.
No. I mean, wait, I don't even know where I said. I don't know why I said quantifiable.
No, you said it in a very intelligent and correct way. I was just saying, like, good job. Like, I was giving you a pat on the back.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know when I even said quantifiable.
Anyway, measured.
You can measure his impact much more than Jefferson's.
No, but it's definitely Mahomes is a quarterback. Jefferson is a wide receiver. So even though I think Jefferson may be better at his position than Mahomes is at his position, Mahomes obviously plays a position that's has
a higher effect.
And exactly. That's an argument that could go on and on and on about.
Yeah,
well, that's one of those. Not really, because I think everyone knows that you'd rather have a better an elite.
No, I know. I'm just saying the argument of like, in their position and trying to like, it's not
an argument that can be made.
You're right. You're right. Okay, no, I agree with that. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is that I don't think Jefferson can be the most valuable player in the league when, despite having being by far the best at his position right now, the team is 0-3. And that's literally nothing, not a knock on him, obviously. I mean, he's easily the reason why they're almost winning all these games. But the problem is they need to get him help. I think they have a solid receiving core. They have a solid quarterback, but like you said, defense non-existent. And I think they really need to. I think that's where you're going to see a lot of investment. Again, like I said, I still would be surprised if they don't take a quarterback first round. But back on, and going on to that,
I was going to say
Kirk Cousins to the Jets point. I'm gonna briefly say that I'm going to say no, just because definitely he's not worth. I definitely wouldn't trade a first rounder for him. Nothing against Kirk Cousins, but I believe he is also a pending free agent, so it would be, I think, a waste of resources to spend a first rounder on him this year.
You're thinking too smart. You're thinking too smart.
Yeah, you are thinking
because
too smart.
You have Kirk Cousins on your team. You make the playoffs. Isn't that what this is all about?
Not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee.
It's pretty
and then
close.
You're getting.
It's not a guarantee. The Vikings are 0-3 right now.
Yeah,
and they have Justin Jefferson.
The Jets have a way better team than the Vikings.
But
the Jets have a top
Justin
5
Jefferson.
defense. Yeah, they have a top 5 defense, and with a healthy, good quarterback, that offense could be top 10.
And a Garrett Wilson, who I think could definitely start to rival Justin Jefferson. I think that would be.
But either way, that's never going to happen realistically, because no team is going to invest a first-round pick for a quarterback that doesn't know the system.
You're thinking too smart.
It's way too. No, I agree. That's why the Jets aren't even looking at anyone except players that have actually played within the system that they're using right now. So
Nick Foles.
Either way, it is a moot point because it's never going to happen. But I just wouldn't see it happening, especially not for a first round pick, and especially considering you're still taking on a decent sized cap hit for like a half-year rental.
Yeah. I mean, to expand just the last little bit, unless you guys have something else to say, I think that would absolutely be a ridiculous deal for the Jets to make. I have a different opinion on this than you guys have. Obviously, we come to the same result, that it would be a bad move. But for me, I never understood why the Jets went after Rodgers in the first place. Obviously, now that makes me look like a genius because he's injured and out for the year and potentially out for the rest of his career, but like irrelevant. I never thought they should have gone for Rodgers. I think it would be an absolute waste to go after yet another quarterback when Rodgers is doing his best to make a return. You've got a young quarterback at the position. Kirk Cousins is not getting any younger.
Can we quit calling Zach Wilson a young quarterback? He's not. He
is a young quarterback. There's
he is the
definition. When you say young quarterback, you're acting like it's something that
there's some potential there.
You have looking up for him. There's no looking up for him. He's not gonna do anything.
He beat the Bills.
He's ass.
Twice.
He beat the Bills. Wait. He beat the Bills?
No, he was the starting quarterback on the team that beat the Bills.
Okay, sure. Whatever.
Anyways, yeah.
But Kirk Cousins is not getting any younger, so I don't think it makes any sense at all for them to go for 2 35-plus-year-old quarterbacks within 6 months of each other.
Really?
No, just like you are right. Logistically, it does not make sense, but the point still stands that, in my opinion, the Jets would be a playoff team with Kirk Cousins.
I don't think they would.
I think they would.
But that's just...
I mean, look at the AFC is weak right now. As crazy as that sounds, there's really not that much that looks good right now.
But I think the Jets were already on the bubble with Aaron Rodgers. They were not division winners with Aaron Rodgers, so Kirk Cousins is just a clear downgrade from Aaron Rodgers. So it's an even scarier.
I do agree on Zach. I don't agree with the first part. I think we would have definitely been a playoff team with Aaron, but yeah, with Kirk Cousins, it's... I don't know. That's too, especially for a first round pick, it's not worth the risk. Anyway, this isn't about the Jets. I'd rather not talk about the Jets based on how the season is gone. But
imagine having such high hopes and now having this,
and then losing to the Patriots at MetLife.
Couldn't be me, man.
All right. Well, they don't. The Jets will have an excuse for their season. We can't really hate on Surge because Rodgers.
Yeah, that
they have an unlimited excuse.
The Jets have unlimited silver linings to all their seasons. There's always
that is
something.
True. No, that is true.
Hey, it's because he got hurt.
It is.
Last year it was Brunson AVT.
The
year
comment.
before it was
No, but Dylan, you would agree that the Chargers have like bottom 5 defense, like easily, right?
I wouldn't say bottom 5. I would say bottom 10, but
like bottom 7.
I actually,
I haven't
what
gone
you said
through the
earlier.
So who was the quarterback who
I
had his
agree
like
with.
MVP game against that bottom 7 defense?
Joe Tagovailoa.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Move on to the next segment here.
It's just like not a good argument at all.
Sorry, would you say the Broncos have a bottom 5 defense in the NFL?
I was just getting you to say it. It wasn't for the actual factual, just the fun.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
All right, move on. CJ Stroud, guys. I love what I'm seeing. Let's talk about CJ Stroud. Obviously, big win for the Texans. 37 points against a good Jacksonville team. CJ Stroud has been the best rookie quarterback so far. I think we can say that confidently now.
All right, so
we can say that confidently now.
Yes, I mean Anthony Richardson didn't play, so that takes something off of him. But
the Colts
Bryce Young
hadn't
hadn't been good beforehand. That being said, I mean this has nothing to do with CJ Stroud, but it has something to do with the game. I think Calvin Ridley had put the under on receptions because he could not catch the ball yesterday. He dropped so many passes.
It's so
I don't know
4 catches, and I think he had nothing. I don't even think he had 4 catches, actually. I think he had 2.
He dropped 2 passes in the end zone. He dropped 2 passes in the end zone.
I think he had 3 catches, 17 yards.
40, I think. He had yardage, but it was.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Well, yeah, bad game from Ridley. But again, I think and again, we talked about this on our last episode because we talked about Richardson and CJ Stroud. He's exactly the quarterback that we analyzed coming out of college that everyone analyzed. Good in the pocket, as accurate as any quarterback can be when he has his time. And has very, very, very good and like incredibly composed quarterback. Again, we saw that immediately with that, bomb to Tank Dell. I think it was like the first play or one of the first. It was on the first drive.
I love Tank Dell.
Yeah, who you got? Give me my credit. Who loved Tank Dell coming out of the draft?
I wasn't here during the draft process. I can't really tell you.
Tank Dell. I absolutely loved Tank Dell coming out of the draft, and Charlie and Serge know that. I mentioned him in our story.
How much of that has to do with his name being Tank?
It has nothing to do with that. I just
nothing to do with it. I wasn't here during the draft
process,
so
I
don't
Tank
know.
Dell and Jaden Reed, who's been fantastic so far for the Packers. Both of them, I was a lot higher than a lot of people. I just to plug myself. But what do we think about CJ Stroud?
I mean, what is there to say? He's been unbelievably good, and I'm really excited to see this because I'm tired of people just saying Ohio State quarterbacks can't play in the NFL, blah, blah. Like, it's just like a baseless argument that I'm ready to see get completely dispelled with now CJ Stroud playing well. And then you look at this Texans team that for a few years now, everyone said this is the worst team in the NFL, but they're looking up. And now we're starting to kind of see that come to fruition with borderline practice squad players playing very important roles in the team for years now. And now they're looking like starters. So it's really fun to watch a young team start to look somewhat competent. I still think this is only a 5-win team, but CJ Stroud's a great quarterback and they have stuff going for him.
And quickly, just Charlie and Serge before you go, because I forgot to say this in the beginning, but I mean, stats so far: 900 yards, 4 touchdowns, zero interceptions. He's like easily on track for a 4K season, like easily, easily. And I think he could hit 5,000 if he continues how he's playing.
5,000 is tough.
I mean, he's on pace for 4,800, roughly 4,800, but
yeah, okay. So
it would be tough for him to hit 5,000.
Okay, so 4,000 I think is easy.
4,000 is definitely
4,000 is definitely attainable.
Yeah.
I think Dylan really kind of said it all basically about CJ Stroud. He's been kind of having a Justin Herbert type rookie year where he's been very good. Obviously, one of the things I had CJ Stroud as my QB1 in this class for a long time, and the only reason why I kind of changed it and moved it to Bryce Young was because of his I forgot even what it was called. You know,
it was
score
the
that
test that he did badly on that nobody saw the results of, and people just took it for granted that
it was like the biggest thing ever.
And it was like no quarterback's good when you have a score that bad, but it hasn't seemed to affect him at all. Maybe it's just the Texans. Maybe the Texans
I've ever seen.
Maybe the Texans just briefed that so the Panthers wouldn't take Stroud first overall. But anyway, he has everything you want in a quarterback. He doesn't have necessarily an elite arm, but he has a good arm. He can throw it. He's probably already coming in one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the NFL, and that's what he was able to do out of Ohio State week in, week out, put the ball where it needs to be every time. He can throw it. He can throw it outside the numbers, inside the numbers. He's a very complete quarterback. I said my ceiling for CJ Stroud was kind of Joe Burrow. And I think we've kind of seen that he's really good, very mobile pocket passer. He's good at manipulating the pocket. He's, again, very accurate. And he's been doing this with not great weapons. Like I said, I know you love Tank Delkean, but I wouldn't say he's a receiver one. Nico Collins, he's made him into a receiver one. And now you're seeing John Mechie come back. I feel like he could play a bigger role. So I think this team is I think it's coming together with the young pieces in CJ Stroud. And yeah. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, Dylan, you talked a little bit about Ohio State quarterbacks, not being able to play in the NFL, and you're right. That was making me really mad because as of before this week 3, I was seeing all these videos online about how Ohio State quarterbacks were 0-6 for the first 2 weeks, and they were calling Joe Burrow an Ohio State quarterback. Did y'all see any of that? That made me so mad.
I don't.
Joe Burrow is not an Ohio State quarterback. CJ Stroud is a rookie, and Justin Fields plays for the worst team in the NFL. So, whatever. CJ Stroud looked really freaking good. The Texans' defense, also, we haven't talked about it all. They held Jacksonville, I believe, scoreless in the first half, and that just gave
3. But yeah,
I think maybe they had 3, but that just gave CJ Stroud every chance to go out there and take that game, and he did that really, really well. The Texans only had 3 offensive touchdowns. I'm not really sure where the rest of their points came from because I don't think they had any defensive touchdowns. I think
they had
the kick return touchdown by the fullback.
Oh, that's right. That's what it was. With the kick return touchdown.
I used him in my immaculate grid for the touchdown from a kick return today, and it didn't count because it wasn't updated, and it pissed me off.
But I also, Serge, you brought up Nico Collins. I love Nico Collins.
Yeah.
Nico Collins, I think, will turn into one of the best receivers in the NFL someday. If not by the end of this season. I believe he's already got around 250
I think that's a pretty wild claim to make.
That's a hot take. No, I'm all for it.
It's a hot take.
Charlie has been having the most crazy takes.
No,
one of the best receivers
hear him out.
That was out of the blue. Oh my god! No, I love it. I love it. I think he's good. Also,
this is. I believe he has around 250 yards so far this season with a rookie quarterback with what people dubbed as one of the worst rosters in the NFL going into the season. Nico Collins is playing unbelievably well. That's why I said what I said whatever if you don't disagree.
No,
Hot takes
no,
are hot takes for a reason.
Talk your talk. It's the reason we have
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
podcast.
No,
It's
he already
totally the
has.
reason we
Yeah,
have
he
it.
already has more than
I just
half
found
the
it-
yards he's had.
I
in the
just like
previous
heard
two
Nico
seasons.
Collins
Yeah,
best
no.
receiver in the league. And
I
I was
was-
like, wait,
I was, like,
It's
processing.
a
I was like,
crazy foreign thing to hear, dude. You don't
I was
hear
about to
that
say, like,
often.
should I say something? And then
Yeah,
Dylan
like-
was like, no, he's
No,
been great, Charlie. I
no,
completely
it's-
agree. Nico Collins has been a very, very good receiver. He has the size to be a good one, and he's been great.
No, I mean absolutely. I really love Nico Collins at 6'4", and he's fast too.
Yeah,
So it's
big dude. Yeah,
this is someone who is kind of a quarterback's dream, a rookie quarterback's dream. He's huge, got really consistent hands, and he's fast and he can run a good route. So this is, I think the Texans. You said you still see them as around a 5-win team. I think I agree. Maybe I make it 6 or 7, but to go to Jacksonville and beat them there is a really big step towards potentially pushing for that division.
yeah, and
That's a
and
weak
putting,
division.
yeah,
Honestly,
and
all
putting
the
up
AFC
nearly
South-
40 points, like putting up
I
a
really
lot
wanna
of
37
points.
points is
disagree
a
with you.
lot of points.
I really want to disagree with you because I'm not buying the Texans hype just yet, but that division sucks.
Yeah.
That's
So,
the
like-
only reason I could say that. I think they could win that
I
division at
disagree.
7 freaking wins.
On paper, that's what everyone will say. Oh, the AFC South sucks. But we've seen the Texans have been, 1-2, but they haven't. But all their games they've been. Well, the Ravens they weren't great, and then the next two games they've been pretty decent. The Colts have been pretty good. I remember I said the Colts would beat the Ravens. That was my upset pick, and they beat them. So they've been
Did
looking
you
pretty
search?
good. I did. You
no.
gave yourself props earlier.
No,
I needed-
I actually just did not. I didn't remember that. you
Yeah,
said
I
that.
did not remember that.
Yeah,
No,
We
I
didn't
did.
do
I had the Colts over the Ravens.
We didn't do predictions on that video.
yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
we did. We did the quick. We did
Yeah,
the
we
quick
did. We
fire.
did.
Oh, you're right.
So
Well done,
so the
Serge.
Colts they've been looking good, and they also have a rookie quarterback that's been playing pretty good, who will probably be back soon, and they're probably going to get Jonathan Taylor back soon if they don't trade him. So
Even if they don't get Jonathan Taylor back soon, Zach Moss was fantastic this week.
yeah,
And he's been
I
great all
think
season.
Shane Steichen is. I think he's in. Wait, what did he say? Wait, what did he say?
What
What are
is
you
funny?
laughing?
Jonathan
No, no.
Taylor comes back, but it's not a big deal because Zach
No,
Moss
no, no,
is
no, no.
there.
It's not that it's not a big deal, but they're winning games with Zach Moss as their running
No,
back.
no, I'm not laughing at Charlie. It's just Charlie. Like Charlie, one thing I love about Charlie is Charlie says what he thinks and like doesn't care if people say. But it's I hear him say it and I just look at Dylan and Dylan's just like. That's why I'm laughing because I know me and Dylan think the same thing. No, but Zach, like I'm laughing, but Zach Moss.
I mean, you're right.
Good.
He had a
Like,
good game, but it's just like
No, I'm
And
not
then
saying he's.
don't-
I'm not trying to say he's Jonathan Taylor. It's just
no, but he played like I don't know why I'm laughing. 'Cause
He
what
can
you're
play a
saying-
good role.
Like what you're saying is like it sounds crazy, but like it's true. Like he
Yeah.
played great. He
And
was on
plus
my
that
bench for
whole-
fantasy this week, and I was pissed because he played really
I
well.
started him.
Yeah,
And then plus you got that Colts defense that has been really, really good to start the year as well. I think, and Jacksonville, while they've been disappointing, I think Indy could really sneakily make a run at the division. And then Houston, let's see what CJ Stroud can he keep doing? Can the offense kind of gain chemistry? Can Nico Collins continue to be one of the best receivers in the league? Can Tank Dell still be a really good slot weapon for Stroud? I think it's definitely the AFC South is more open. I think one of these teams is going to have a winning record. I'd be very surprised if the winner of the AFC South doesn't have a winning record. And I still think it'll be Jacksonville.
Yeah. While we're talking about the AFC South, I don't know if you guys wanted to touch more on this game, but I just want to say that the Colts and the Ravens kind of starting to prove me right a little bit about Anthony Richardson this week.
What do
Anthony
you
Richardson
mean?
looked really impressive in the first 2 weeks, but the Colts were able to beat the Ravens even without him.
Bro,
I can't.
wait,
man.
what? I'm
Zach?
trying to see where the
But
connection
I don't
is
think that's
here.
an indictment on
Yo.
Anthony Richardson.
Yeah,
No,
we're-
it's not a knock
oh
on
my God.
Richardson. It's to
Charlie,
say
we've
that
been on the same side pretty much every video so far, and I don't
And
think
now
I agreed
Charlie's
with
none of
anything
it.
you said today.
Yeah. Oh my God, I can't.
Drew is washed.
One,
Just gotta say it while I can.
This podcast, we have to have a clip of just Charlie saying crazy things and me and Dylan's reacting. Oh, that was so funny, dude. Okay, Charlie, that was crazy. I cannot agree. That was crazy.
No,
That-
the Colts were able to beat the Ravens without Anthony Richardson. It's not to say Richardson played
No,
poorly.
I know,
it's just that
but
the Colts
I
are a lot
think-
better than people thought.
But
Exactly.
Anthony Richardson was the person, like the only person on the Colts in the first two games that looked. What?
What are we talking about?
Bro,
I'm trying to say
oh
this is
It's
all
so-
getting published, by the
it's
way.
so funny because Dylan would be the only person to do that to somebody else.
Dude, I feel like Dylan right now.
Yeah,
Like,
you actually
the,
are
the
Dylan right
crazy
now.
hot
Yeah.
takes. Like, he's gonna win 10 Super Bowls in his lifetime. Like,
Oh.
Anthony Richardson's
Oh,
not
yeah.
that good. Like, I feel like I'm not even saying things that are that crazy on this channel.
All right, all things aside, Charlie,
No,
that was
I
crazy.
just think
That was crazy.
I think
That
no,
was
I
crazy.
think honestly, Gardner Minshew wasn't bad though against the Ravens. He was solid. I just think
That's
Anthony
all I'm
Richardson
saying.
adds
And Dylan just smiling, but I can't talk. I keep laughing.
No,
But I think
the way you
Ant-
phrased it though, if you had just said Gardner Minshew played really well and the Colts didn't need Anthony Richardson, it's a different thing than Anthony Richardson sucks because they won.
I didn't say that.
No, Charlie, you
No, but you
worded
said
that terribly.
he
You said it's
proved you
proving
right,
you
but-
right about Anthony Richardson, which just makes
and you
no
thought Anthony
sense.
Richardson. No.
Mark my words, I
Oh
will
my
be
God.
proved right. But,
I mean, you probably
I'm-
will. I mean, he's
I'm-
a pick.
yeah, I probably will. Serge
No, I'm
agrees. Let's
fully
go.
on Charlie's side. Like I think our channel's thing now should be like Nico Collins is going to be the best receiver in the NFL.
Dude, you
Like,
gotta
that's
say
the-
shit.
Bro, I'm
You
down.
just
No.
gotta
I'm gonna
say
join
it.
Charlie on that.
That should,
again.
yeah, I'm gonna join Charlie
I'm
on
on
that.
Charlie's
bullshit.
side.
Oh yeah,
I'm on
now we're all
Charlie's
hopping on the
side.
bandwagon. John Mechie's
I
gonna be
was
the best
I was
in
on
the
Charlie's
NFL. We're
side
gonna
since
follow that.
round
Nah,
one
it's
of this
because he's
video,
a
so-
Michigan
Oh.
man.
Oh man, that was so funny. All right, well, we'll transfer into the
Yeah, we can
topic I
move
don't
on.
want to talk about because now Dylan is just going to talk. But Dylan, just before you talk, let me give the intro.
Look at him smiling.
So the Miami Dolphins with a
Anybody.
70-point bomb on the Denver Broncos, and credit to them. And I just want to read it out. 726 total yards for them, which is the second most in NFL history. 70 points scored, first time since 1966. 10 total touchdowns, the fourth team to ever do that. And that's including the playoffs. And so far, every single player in the NFL that's hit top speed, all 5 are Miami Dolphins players. The Dolphins are cooking. Dylan, I will give you your credit, and it switched me. I think, and again, this doesn't change what I think about Tua, because Dylan, I bet you didn't know this, but Tua has the exact same stats in the first 3 weeks as he did last year in the first 3 weeks. So it just shows,
same stats. I know.
so it just shows the system around him is actually what's winning them games. That's
If I
well, that's
could, if
neither
I
here
could
nor
just
there.
speak
That's neither-
before Dylan.
But Dylan, I'm gonna make
I'll let you guys
happy
speak
here.
before.
I'm gonna make you happy here because I think the Dolphins are a Super Bowl team. This week they proved that. So I'm gonna
I'll let
make you
you guys-
happy.
No,
But I
I'll let
will
you guys
say-
talk before me. I'm not even going to do too much because, I mean, the game speaks for itself. I'll let you guys talk first.
Don't
I
say you
actually
let us
don't think
talk
the
before-
game
yeah.
speaks for itself. I think that the Broncos defense, we've seen that they're just they were up, what was it, 35-14 against the Commanders last week, and then let up 21 points in the fourth quarter, I believe, to lose to the Commanders. I don't think the Dolphins did all that much this week.
I'm just
I
not
can't
even going
keep
to
a
grace
straight
you
face
with an
while saying
argument
that.
here.
I do think Mike White played better than Tua, but that was just due to his 100% completion percentage.
Yes.
Mike
White supremacy.
I
Take out
yeah,
Mike
the game-
and then clip Surge
White
and get him
supremacy.
killed.
Oh, all right, we
I
actually
do think though the game truly speaks for itself.
No,
The
yeah,
Dolphins
it
put up
does,
70
100%.
points.
I will say though, Dylan, I think I
Say
Evan Kane had what care?
Achan.
Achan. I saw that. You have to call him Achan. He's not a chain. But Dylan, I will say this. I think, and again, I think you'll maybe like me for saying this, but I think people knew the people didn't know the Dolphins could put up 70 points. But I think this is more an indictment on the Denver Broncos defense than it is the Dolphins offense.
No,
And I know that might
no.
be crazy to say, but I think
I mean, obviously it's on both, but
people, okay, yeah, maybe you're right. And I think, yeah, that's what I'll say. It's 50-50. But I mean, look, credit to Dolphins, huge win. If I'm in the Broncos team right now, I'm like, if I'm on the Broncos defense, like this is like genuinely like
I'm just hanging it up.
like the most I'm like, I'm quitting, I'm taking my cleats off. It's actually like viciously embarrassing that a team put up 70. Not only that, they put in their backup quarterback. He threw what,
He
2
still
touchdowns?
threw one touchdown.
And
One touchdown.
but he could have threw more.
But he was
They
2
could've-
for 2
Yeah.
with a touchdown.
They could have kicked
All
a
I'm gonna say. Oh no, actually, you guys. Sorry.
They could have kicked a field goal at the end of the game to make it 73. Like this was like incredibly embarrassing, like beyond embarrassing. And I love bringing it back because Charlie and Serge and me all went to the same high school. Like, if our high school team did this, like, that would be pretty embarrassing. And we're horrible. Like, we were terrible. And this is a professional football team. Like, it actually is like mind-boggling to me because I turned the game off when it was like not close, but it wasn't like this. And I'm like 70 points. I was like, what the
They just sort of kept like normally when teams score a lot of points, like the Chiefs put up, what was it, 35 in the first half against the Bears last night, but then only ended up with 41. Normally they just slow down, and the Dolphins just didn't stop scoring.
10 touchdowns? Like, are you
But it wasn't
kidding
even
me?
like they were like trying to stop scoring. Like they were running the ball, they were bleeding the clock, but like the Broncos were just that bad.
I'm actually curious to ask. I'm curious to see your three opinions on this. Which is more embarrassing as a whole, losing 70-20 or losing 40-0?
Losing 70-20.
70-20. 70-20. What speaks to me about this game? Obviously, a lot. 70 points is just the most fun I've ever had watching sports in my room alone, ever. But I mean, the rushing
weird
attack
setup to that.
I love watching sports in my room alone.
The rushing attack was just phenomenal. I mean, 4 touchdowns from Achan and from Mostert is, I mean,
no, they weren't all rushing.
But it was 4 touchdowns.
But it was still a rushing. Like
it would be like a flip to them, and they would call it not rushing. Like you know.
Yeah. No, but it was super fun to watch the first half. Tua was fantastic. He made very few. He made 3 incomplete passes. He threw 4 touchdown passes. So I mean, that's just phenomenal on his part. But I wasn't even going to talk too much about him this game because he pretty much hit the easy reads all game, which I can't fault him for. But he didn't really do all that much to win the team the game. I want to talk about Mike McDaniel because this was, I think, the best coached offensive performance of all time. And I don't say that lightly, but where is there a better coached offensive performance? I would like one of you to, if you have a rebuttal, go for it.
I think
the Rams against the Chiefs.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know about like best coached offensive performance just because the Broncos defense is so poor. But I do agree. I think it's just about time that Mike McDaniels enters the freaking conversation as a top 5 coach in the NFL. I don't know why he's not in it already.
Easily.
But I feel
I think you're just
sort of look over his name. He is easily one of the best coaches in the NFL. He's done a brilliant job in Miami.
No, completely. But Dylan, I think you're just saying that because they scored 70 points. Like coaching
70 points, but there was no defensive touchdowns, and they had close to the record of most yards of all time and close to the record of most points of all time. I think it was just a flawless offensive performance.
Completely.
Flawless, yes.
So phenomenal about this team is that week 1, we got to see what Tua and Tyreek Hill can do. And that was win a shootout against one of the best offenses in football. In week 2, we got to see what the new Vic Fangio look defense could do. And that was win a shootout, not a shootout, but win a stalemate matchup with one of the best defensive minds in football, which is Bill Belichick. And in week 3, we got to see what the rushing attack, Tua and Mike McDaniel could do all together. And that was just blow out the Broncos. And I know the Broncos aren't a great team, but Miami just, you can't put up 70 points. And like, it's just absurd. That was without potentially their second best player. And the offensive line, for all the stick that they've gotten from Miami fans, from everyone, that was an unbelievable performance. I mean, Austin Jackson, Liam Eichenberg, players that I was ready to throw into the Atlantic Ocean, they just stepped up and they played really well.
That's just because Tua's a check down merchant and he didn't need blocking.
I'm talking about the running game.
No, but Dylan.
No, I'm kidding.
The offensive line was fantastic, and that's what a lot of people were saying is they deserve like 50% at least of the credit for that win. They were phenomenal. They were very, very good. And that's, I think, the difference. And Dylan, I'm sure you know, for Miami this year is, look, last year, the main problems were defensively, you weren't super tight. There were still a little bit of holes, and the offensive line was inconsistent, and the run game wasn't great. You have seemed to find, you don't have like a defined RB1 per se, but Mostert and Achan have been amazing. I
really do think that Devin Achan could end up being the best running back in this class other than Bijan. I
disagree just because I feel like he's destined for not a true workhorse role.
Yeah, I feel like
it's gonna be just because he's so small. But I do think that he could be like I know this is a weird name to bring up right now, but a few years ago, like Tariq Cohen was unbelievable in Chicago. I think Achung could be better.
That's actually a
but
very
Tariq Cohen was a really, really good player in Chicago, and he was scary for defenses.
Yeah, no, I get what you're trying to say. They're similar fits, but I think a Chad is just like
I think he could be better, but it's a very similar role where he's never truly gonna get RB1 carries,
maybe
because of his size, because of everything handed to him. But I'm not gonna I don't want to rag on the Dolphins at all this week. So I mean, I'm just not.
Well, all right, I know this is just gonna be annoying coming from me because I'm a Dolphins fan, and you guys probably hate that I'm having this much fun, but. What do you think about that no-look pass twice? I mean, that's so cool.
I can't lie. I really didn't watch the Dolphins game because they were winning 70-20.
Yeah,
but
I didn't see either no look.
You didn't see either of them?
That was a great play call.
Oh no!
That was so sick by Tua. Come on.
Dylan, are you talking about the flip?
It's like a shovel. It's a shovel.
But when Mahomes does it, it's the coolest thing ever.
No. The first time Mahomes did it, it was the coolest thing ever. Everything since, it was a nice pass. But it wasn't like,
I'm not saying it was
my God.
Dylan,
I'm not saying it took
Dylan, you're talking about the flip inside. You're saying that was the amazing.
He wasn't looking, and he did it with his weak hand. That's
great play call. That's a great play call.
Great play call. He knew his guy was going to be there.
I'm not saying it was like the best play of all time. I'm just saying it looked really cool.
It looked
really cool, but I don't think it was like necessarily.
It's not a wow, Tua, you're amazing.
I'm not even making that argument. I'm just saying it was a really cool play.
Oh, okay.
No, that's why I agree.
I said it was a
guess.
I'm saying it was a really cool play, and you guys are like, "Oh, but Tua didn't have to do anything."
Like it was cool, I guess, but Mahomes normalized it, so it's like not that special anymore.
That wasn't a no-look pass. A no-look pass is like a drop back and then throw.
He wasn't looking, and he threw the ball.
If we're getting technical with it, he wasn't looking, and he threw the ball forward, so it was a no-look pass. But like, it wasn't some crazy no-look pass. Like, he was at the free throw line and he looked away and shot it. Like, it wasn't.
I'm not saying that.
No, I know. I'm not. All right, whatever.
Sorry,
just forget about it. You said we were gonna be annoyed with you. Like, you knew this was gonna happen.
All right, well, let's move on.
Oh my God, Taylor Swift was at the Chiefs game. Wow.
Oh, it's actually something that we will touch on.
Why?
What?
That's you're taking that
put on a jersey. He caught a touchdown.
The Chiefs are back on track. Obviously, a step down from what the Dolphins did, but still a very promising game. 41 points put up against. Obviously, I mean, I don't know. We may every single week when we do a recap talk about how Justin Fields has been bad, because I think it's just going to be a thing
it's not going to get better.
But we'll talk about the Chiefs a little bit more. Obviously, 41 points. More points than they've scored in the past 2 games combined, which was 37. It's been really good. And I don't think it's actually Mahomes and the offense necessarily changing. I think it's Chris Jones and the defense has been very, very solid.
I was going to say that's so true.
And I think that's, for me, just been the huge change. But again, not much to say on the Chiefs. It's, we know how good the Chiefs have been, but a big turnaround. Do we think that now they are on track to be the Super Bowl contenders that we all expect them to be?
Yes, definitely. And I didn't doubt it for a second. I thought they were fine, but it's really fun to watch Jerick McKinnon still be good because he's been in the league for he's been in the league for what now 10, 11 years. And every year it's like, oh no, he's not going to play this season. This is going to be the year that he's just going to be a practice squad player.
He's like the James White of the Chiefs.
But James White was always like comfortably on the roster. Like every year it's, will he be a camp cut? And now like, it happened earlier that he had his breakout game of the season. Usually it's like week 12, but what are these teams missing? Because he's always a free agent, and then the Chiefs just pick him up, or the San Fran would just pick him up.
Yeah,
he's like arguably a top 10 receiving back in football when he plays all the time.
Yeah.
It's just funny to me. Yeah.
I feel like you even understated it. I feel like his breakout game doesn't happen like week 12. I feel like it's usually in the divisional or conference championship in the playoffs. Like you'll be watching the Chiefs thinking, where are they going to get their production? They're kind of struggling so far. And then McKinnon will catch 3 touchdowns, go for 500 total. Like it's just McKinnon is an interesting case for the Chiefs. And I think he fits Patrick Mahomes' play style brilliantly is the thing, because he's great on trick plays, getting the running back in space. So, yeah.
Nothing like Jerick McKinnon going for 500 yards. Don't think I didn't hear that, Charlie.
I just said a big number, man.
I'm joking.
I meant to say like 100, but that didn't sound that cool. So I was like, and it's more like 3 catches for 3 yards and 3 touchdowns.
No, yeah, No, you're right.
The effect is immeasurable.
Yeah, no, it's big. And again, and Dylan's gonna hate me. Is the Taylor Swift effect real?
No. The only place it's real is
next
that
segment.
The only place it's real is that like CBS gets a crap ton more money because all the Swifties watched their first NFL game ever.
I would say the UMass Amherst Pierpont lobby. It was real there because there were, I think, 12 girls that would never have watched football otherwise watching the Chiefs.
12.
Yeah.
Yo, Dylan, nice random comment.
Yeah, it was a nice random comment. I like my nice random comments.
I do too. Serge seems very disinterested.
Yeah, I mean,
Serge just misogynist.
Who cares? Like,
Serge, top 5 Taylor Swift songs.
Go.
I literally don't think I can name 5 Taylor Swift songs.
Name one.
Name one.
Love Story.
Name 2. What is wrong?
No,
with you?
I actually think I could name another, but like I just don't want to think that long or that hard.
Yeah, you
come on. No. Now you gotta get it. Now you gotta get it.
That was the biggest excuse I've ever heard. I don't want.
Guys, I just don't want to think that long. Oh, who won the 1967 Super Bowl MVP? I could tell you.
Joe Namath.
Is that actually who won it?
Probably. It was like or maybe it was like 1966.
Sir, you're ducking. You're ducking.
One more.
We need one more.
Bro, what are we doing here?
One more.
We're naming Taylor Swift songs.
The Swift verse and the NFL have combined, so now we need to know about both. I personally rank 1989 as her best album, but
I personally disagree with that's an album, you dumbass.
Taylor Swift is fire.
Taylor Swift is top 5.
No, like I can no. But if like they name like if like I can
break
hear
up Merchant, in my opinion.
Serge, you like Serge? You know 7 Summers Ago though, right?
Yeah, I recognize that name.
Yeah, that's not by Taylor Swift.
Morgan Wallen, baby.
I mean, you can say anything. I'm gonna say, yeah, I
Once Taylor Swift drops the Travis Kelce diss track, that's when I'll be interested.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's real personally. I think Mahomes was targeting Kelce a little more.
I mean, you literally said he wanted to get Kelce.
Exactly. So it is real. So you're all wrong.
I knew a tight end on the Chiefs turned me to a beast.
Next topic.
Oh, I'm so excited for this one. The Cowboys suck. We all knew it. We knew it all along.
Why did I fall for it?
I know.
Why did I fall for it?
Dylan, everybody did. No. Not us. Not us, Charlie. Not us.
Like, yeah.
But like a lot of the analysts were like, it seems different this year. It seems different. And me and Charlie always know. We know
8 and 9.
Yeah.
To be fair, Trayvon Diggs, this was the week that Trayvon Diggs.
To be fair, I don't care.
Losing to Josh Dobbs and the Cardinals.
The Cardinals have not been bad.
Even we didn't do that.
We didn't do that.
They almost
we
beat
almost
you guys.
did.
They almost beat the
but they didn't beat
They've been in every game they've played and they beat the Cowboys.
Okay,
they're not as bad as
No,
wait, so Serge, did the Jets beat the Bills?
Yes.
No, but it was barely. They almost didn't.
Okay, but that's not the point. The point is that they're in every game. And like people were talking about, this seems to be they're gonna lose by 20 points every game. They're not even gonna be
Who said that? Name one person who said
everybody.
Every game.
No,
they're gonna lose by 20 points every game. No one makes that argument.
Dylan, their quarterback is Josh
People were
Dobbs.
making that argument that this is one
their
of the
quarterback
worst teams
didn't
the
even know the
seen.
full playbook and the receivers' names.
Yeah, and the receivers are bad, and their defense is like
they're terrible. But no one makes the argument that a team's gonna lose by
Marquise
20
Brown,
plus every game.
Moore.
I thought that they would be the first over the worst team in the league. Like,
I mean, I still think they will be, but like,
not the way they've played. They've been.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Bengals will get number one overall.
They're not a great team, but they've been like they haven't played like the worst team.
No, they haven't looked as bad as everyone thought they would.
The Bears are a horrific team.
Yeah, the Bears are worse, but
to, like the Cardinals.
Here's what here's what I'll say, and again, it's about the Cowboys. It's the same thing every single year. Like it's the same thing.
Yeah.
They start off hot. They have some insanely blowout game. They look fantastic. The defense is like the best defense we've ever seen, and then they give up 28 points to Arizona. And it's like, I don't really get it. Like it's like they're like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know what to say because
They'll be okay at the end of the day.
What was so different about this team was that the defense was just like so clearly the best in the league. Like there was no one even comparable. And now you lose a top 3 player on your defense, and then you revert back to the offense is kind of not as good as
but again,
if
you see the argument I made last week, like the Cowboys, they look good, but I argued they just didn't look any different from last year. They just played against some really poor teams.
Yeah.
And then they played against the Cardinals, who everyone dubbed at the beginning of the season to be the worst team in the league. Almost a guaranteed number overall pick.
The Jets are poor teams. This makes me so happy.
All right, nice random comment, part 5.
Yeah, no, I'm just letting you guys know.
No, but
I can't wait till the Dolphins lose.
I will say, and I think it's
that's a good season.
That's way better than the Jets like any time in the last 400 years.
All right, Charlie, I'm literally sticking up for us here. I really don't appreciate that.
This is an all-time episode.
But I can't do that because I've been a Dolphins supporter for the last 3 weeks, so I really can't.
No, but I will say this.
A Dolphins fan.
I will say this, and how we got to the Dolphins, I have no idea. But I think this is more of an indictment on the Cowboys offense because, okay, the Cowboys defense faces some adversity, but it's like, okay, Dak, for once in your career, step up and show that, okay, I could be a top 10 quarterback, and Dak just can't do it. So I think, again, the defense was very bad.
I don't think Dak was even that bad. He threw that
but
it's late in the 4th.
Yeah, exactly.
But can you believe that I saw
he's not
people
that good though?
Can you believe that I saw people betting on Dak Prescott to throw less than half a pick? Like how could you ever bet on that?
And he said that what did he say? He said he was gonna throw less than 10.
Yeah, what was it? Less than 10 this year?
What's he's already at what? I don't know.
I don't really know. He's only got 1 right now, but they beat the Giants 40-0. So
yeah.
This isn't a podcast topic, but read what Chandler Jones put on Twitter as soon as you guys can.
Is it bad?
Okay.
It's insane.
Can you not read it out loud?
I'm not reading it on the podcast.
All right, guys.
It is insane.
Really? What's it about?
Okay, wait, but can we just let's keep going?
Yeah.
The notebook, the written stuff on the notebook.
All right, well, let's continue.
Yeah.
Charlie, if we're done with that, let's hop into the trivia segment. I'm ready.
Yeah, all right, we could do that. So to start, your scores as of right now, through 12 questions, Kian and Dylan, you guys are tied at the top with 5 correct, which doesn't sound great, but then you hear Serge with 2, and you're like, wow, that's really freaking
I'm
good.
gonna come back.
It's no shade on Serge. These are tough questions. Like, I thought
words said by every person that's losing.
Yeah, but Serge's
come
life
back.
I'm 12 for 12.
Hi, Dylan. How you been fantasy football the last 2 years? I wouldn't be talking about anything.
Okay.
Yes,
I'm
Dylan.
cursed.
Question number 1.
Question number 1.
Question number 1.
Let's get the trivia. All right, trivia segment, Charlie. Let's hear it.
Which of these quarterbacks had the most passing yards this week?
Okay.
A, Mike White. B, Justin Fields. C, Jameis Winston. Or D, Derek Carr.
Jameis Winston started this week?
No, he came on for Derek Carr getting injured.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say I think it's Mike White.
I think it's Mike White.
I think it's Jameis Winston. Wait, it was Fields, White.
Fields, Winston, and Carr, and White.
Nothing like Serge's short-term memory loss with trivia.
Jameis Winston. Well, Mike White was a total red herring with only 67 passing yards. Fields only threw 99. Jameis Winston had 101, and the winner was Derek Carr with 103.
Damn it!
No, so close.
All right.
Yeah, wrong Saints quarterback.
All right.
I watched the whole Dolphins game. Why did I actually pick that?
That was a total red herring. I knew people would say that. Bro only threw 2 passes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
God,
I was like,
he had 67 yards on 2 passes.
Yeah, one was a long
Just that
touchdown
one
to
play
Robbie
where
Chosen.
Chosen Anderson.
Yeah,
cooked
wait, yeah.
Spencer
First of all, are
Sanders.
we talking? I thought that dude. I was like, oh, Chosen looks weirdly like Robbie Anderson. I was like, who is that?
Yeah.
All right.
Question 2. Which of these wide receivers did not have a touchdown this week? A, DJ Moore, B, Cortland Sutton, C, Keenan Allen, or D, Justin Jefferson?
DJ Moore.
It's
Keenan
Jettas.
Allen.
It's Jettas.
The answer is Keenan Allen, who had over
Yes,
200
sir.
yards.
Oh,
no
yeah,
touchdowns.
passing touchdown though.
No.
Justin Fields or DJ Moore caught the irrelevant touchdown at the end of the game against the
I know because I
Chiefs,
got that
where he just
notification
laid down
from
on the
fantasy.
floor afterwards and didn't even care to get up. Sutton
you're
caught one
right.
against the Dolphins.
Sutton caught
Justin
two.
Jefferson caught one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sutton caught one.
Yes.
Or
I'm
did he-
within 2 now.
Next one.
Question 3, free response. How many teams scored 30 or more points this week? You got 10 seconds. 7, 6, 5,
I got
4,
my answer.
3, 2, 1. Surge,
6.
Kian,
3.
Dylan.
7.
The correct answer is 6. Surge is coming back.
Yes, sir. I'm
Surge is
within
on the way
1.
back.
Yo,
You
shut
had the
up.
49ers, Seahawks, Chiefs, Dolphins, Texans, and the Bills.
I always
I
undershoot.
counted 5 of those and then I lost time and I just assumed that I missed at least
I just
2.
randomly guessed.
Damn it. All right, next one.
Question 4. Which of these running backs had the least rushing yards this week? A, Raheem Mostert, B, Christian McCaffrey, C, Devin Singletary, or D, Kenneth Walker?
What was the question?
The least rushing
Which one
yards.
had the least rushing yards?
Kenneth Walker.
Mostert.
Let's say Mostert too.
I love doing this, bro. Devin Singletary had less than half of the rushing yards of all the other guys on this list.
I didn't even know Devin Singletary was on. God damn it.
Devin Singletary had a whopping 41 rushing yards this week, while the other 3 guys went for 82, 85, and
Let's
97.
go. I won.
I knew Mostert only went for 82 and I was just assuming the other guys were like.
I just
Yeah,
love
I-
throwing Devin Singletary out there, make you guys think maybe he had a good
Mostert
week.
scored
and
4
then-
touchdowns, so obviously we're
Yeah.
gonna think he had a good game. Maybe you're trying to trick us like that, but I knew he had 8.
I thought about doing that, but then I figured it would be too easy to get from Mostert. Moving on to question number 5. This one you guys are going to work together on. You got 5 guesses to name the 3 players who had 3 or more, in one player's case, sacks this week.
Damn it. I'm never
Miles
gonna
Garrett,
get
I
these.
know. Had 3.
Garrett, yeah, Garrett's one.
Miles Garrett had 3.5 sacks this week.
Did TJ also or no?
Yeah, TJ.
I don't know if he did.
I'll back up that. Yeah, TJ Watt.
TJ.
No.
Wait, how many players is it?
3.
3 players with 3 or more sacks.
I know it's gonna be one like obscure name that
Yeah.
like we're not gonna get.
Actually, no obscure names on this list, but probably not the first guys who would come to mind. Not your TJ Watts.
Mm-hmm.
No
I
one for
heard-
the Dolphins.
I guess Miles Garrett.
No,
so.
no one from the Dolphins. Ogba had 2.5, I think, but not 3. I couldn't tell you. I have no idea.
Oh, I think did Nick Bosa
I'll back that up. Yeah.
Sure.
on
Nick
Thursday?
Bosa?
No.
I know he had one.
All right,
I'll
we
tell you,
gotta
these
guess
aren't,
like
these aren't your top sack leaders.
average.
But these are
defensive
good.
ends.
These are good players, but these are not your top sack leaders every season.
Hmm.
You guys are gonna have to lead this.
Could we be I'm just gonna start guessing like middle of the pack edge rushers. Could
Well,
we
don't guess.
see?
Which defenses had good games?
Yeah.
Could we
that's
see
right.
Aiden Hutchinson?
No.
Aiden.
No, he did not have 3 sacks.
I don't know, dude. I give up. I'm not good at this. We're never gonna get it.
Matt Judon Surge, maybe?
No.
No.
Our offensive line actually wasn't that bad today.
And if you guys need, because these are not top sacks leaders, I can give you teams.
Yeah, give us
And I
that.
don't think it'll give it away. You have a Packer and a Raven.
Rashawn
Sean
Gary.
Gary.
Sean Gary did have 3 sacks this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
The comeback
I'd
of
say
Rashawn
Rashawn Gary
Gary.
is actually close to that top.
Okay,
line.
so I know this is probably wrong. This is not my guess. I'm talking to my teammates real quick. I saw
Ojabo?
Ojabo.
Yeah.
I saw Ojabo's name somewhere.
Ojabo, I was gonna say.
You want to go Ojabo?
Serge, what do you think?
I thought he was on the injury list though. But no, maybe that was after.
Imagine.
Imagine, bro.
I think Charlie's trying to play us. It's Ojabo. It's Ojabo.
All right, Ojabo.
David Ojabo got injured during the game. I did just confirm that. It was weirdly, so this is why it's a really obscure name, but a really good player. It was a safety, Kyle Hamilton, with 3 sacks this weekend.
He had 3 sacks. Jeez.
He went full Jamal Adams.
He went full, like he lined up on the defensive line
Blitz
basically
boy.
every single play. The Colts were running the ball a lot, so that was his role this week. And naturally we're back. Question number 6. Name players with a rushing touchdown this week.
Here we go,
until someone messes up.
Let's go.
The rule for 2 touchdowns and 3 touchdowns in some few players' cases, 4 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns, does not apply yet. That will apply if we get later in the game and some of those guys are still on the board. So, Dylan, we're going to start with you, then Kian, then Surge.
Devon Achane.
Yeah,
I say Achane.
That's how you say it, Surge.
Yeah.
It's Achane.
No, it's
Nope. Achane. He said today in a press conference, it's Achane.
Kian?
Raheem Mostert. I'm canceling out the 2 easy 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Guys.
Yeah.
Well, Raheem had 3, Achane had 2, rushing wise.
Oh,
so.
Rushing. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, sorry.
Surge?
Surge is so bad at this.
I am
What'd you
bad
say?
at this. I know. I'm like,
You say
CMC.
Christian McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey did rush for 1.
did. Thank God. I guessed for that.
Oh, shoot. It's my turn.
Yes, it is.
Kenneth Walker.
Kenneth Walker had 2 touchdowns.
Damn it. Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon's playing tonight,
Are
man.
we counting Monday?
Oh, we're not counting
No,
Monday?
we never count Monday.
Oh, okay.
You got 5 on a name.
Um,
He also doesn't have one tonight, I don't think.
Deshaun. Yeah, he does. He just scored.
Deshaun Watson did not rush for a touchdown this week.
I'm gonna be out first. I wasn't able
That's
to
one
watch that
strike.
much this week.
Lamar.
Lamar was our last player
Damn.
with 2 touchdowns.
I was going to say that too. I don't know why I'm thinking of this right now, but I know it's right. Latavius Murray.
Latavius Murray had a rushing touchdown.
Good shit.
Derrick Henry.
No,
No.
Derrick Henry did not.
Damn.
Yeah, this is my favorite one every week.
I'm
I'm just waiting for the day we finish the
It's so
list.
fun.
Maybe by week 17 we'll get one. I might have to switch it up a couple times though, so y'all don't, look ahead.
Yeah, I feel you.
5, 4, 3,
Zach Moss.
2, 1. Zach Moss, I believe, had a receiving touchdown, but no rushing touchdowns this week.
Isaiah Pacheco.
Isaiah Pacheco had a rushing touchdown. Back on you, Serge.
Damn. I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm already out. I'm done. I'm gonna say, let me think. Nick Bodden.
Oh,
Bodden had a
come
rushing touchdown.
on. I was going to say that.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
I'm going to say, oh, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to say, Miles Sanders.
Yep. Miles Sanders had a rushing touchdown.
Lucky prick. He's cheating.
How am I cheating?
You're just cheating.
My brain is
Most
cheating.
Surge-like response ever.
It's facts. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the Jets suck.
Alexander Madison.
Alexander Madison did not have a rushing touchdown
this is
this
for the
week.
win.
No, you won.
Dylan, can you keep
No, I won.
No,
I thought he won. I meant.
Yeah, you
no,
won.
I need one to win.
Yeah,
although
you
your lives
don't
are
have
right.
any strikes though. But Dylan, if you want to keep going, let's see if you, how many you could get.
I don't have a
You don't have a
number.
name.
Dylan.
I won, but I don't have a name.
All right.
I won last week. I'll take it. All right, let's move on to quick week 4 picks. All games. Gentlemen, we ready? You know how the rules go. All right, here we go. Thursday night, Lions, Packers. We'll go Dylan, Charlie, Surge, me. Dylan, you're up.
Lions.
Sorry, where's the game?
Packers are home.
Packers. Okay. Packers.
Lions.
Packers. Falcons, Jaguars.
Jags.
Jaguars.
Falcons.
Jaguars. Rams, Colts.
Colts.
Rams.
Rams.
Colts. Ravens, Browns.
Ravens.
Browns.
Browns.
Browns. Vikings, Panthers.
Vikings.
Vikings.
Panthers.
Vikings.
Surge is 0-3 on Panthers
Yeah.
predictions right now. I just want to point that out.
All right, how are you?
What's the-
How are you?
What's the Panthers' record?
They haven't won yet.
Oh, I'm sure just pick them every week.
Yeah.
Bengals,
Really? They haven't won yet?
No. Bengals, Titans.
I thought they
Bengals.
won.
Titans.
Bengals.
Bengals. Buccaneers, Saints.
Bucks.
Saints.
Saints.
Bucks. Dolphins, Bills.
Dolphins.
Bills.
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 Uh,
Broncos.
In Buffalo.
Yeah.
that's
Bron-
reasonable.
Broncos, Chiefs or Bears. The worst game of the season.
Broncos.
Give me a tie.
Broncos.
Broncos. I like the Broncos here.
50-point loss in their 3-0-1 in this one.
Commanders, Eagles.
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 That was a little too hard for you, Charlie.
Yeah,
Eagles.
I forgot it was my
Yeah.
turn.
The Steelers, Texans.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Texans.
Steelers. TJ Watt will terrorize them.
Steelers.
I like Texans here also. Raiders, Chargers.
Raiders.
Chargers.
Raiders.
Just an awful game again. I
Tough
feel
one,
like.
tough one. I like I'm gonna go Chargers here. Cardinals, 49ers.
Niners.
49ers.
Niners.
Yeah, I think it's an easy Niners pick. Patriots, Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Look at the look on his face. Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Patriots.
Hmm.
Chiefs, Jets.
Chiefs.
Jets. Nah, the Chiefs.
I think we can keep it close because our defense. I thought
Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win?
Chiefs.
Seahawks,
Hey, if we win,
Giants.
I'm talking.
Seahawks,
Seahawks.
Giants.
Seahawks.
No.
Giants on top. Come on.
Yeah.
Back at
See-
MetLife. Let's go.
Giants. I like Giants. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That wraps up the episode. I'm not sure how much like analytical football talk we actually did during that
That was
episode.
possibly the most.
Can we
fun
can
I've
we
had on
do
an
can we
episode.
do can I ask everyone what their lock of the week is?
Oh yeah,
Yes,
locks
yes,
of the
yes.
week. I like the locks. Okay. Locks of week 4. What is one game you have as a lock? Dylan.
I'm gonna
Don't
pick
pick
the
the
Chiefs.
easy one.
I'm picking the
also.
Chiefs over the Jets as my lock.
Okay.
I'm not gonna go with the easy one. I'm gonna pick the Browns over the Ravens as my easy lock.
What?
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, I had the
We're
Browns over the
ending with the
Bengals as my
same
lock
Charlie
in week
reaction.
1. So
my god.
The Browns over the Ravens. A divisional game, first off, is never a lock.
And that division.
And then the Ravens are better than the Browns.
talk.
Is
talk
it
Dylan,
in
to-
weren't
Baltimore?
you
I think
always
it's
on the
in
No,
Brown
it's
hype
in
train?
Cleveland.
Okay.
Dylan, you were always on the Brown.
Yeah, I
Brown-
know,
If
but
it's-
I've
if it's
also
not-
always been on the Ravens hype train.
I'll have it be known. I am assuming this game is in Cleveland just because the order the names were read. If this
Mhm.
game's in Baltimore, then Baltimore's my lock.
Listen, Cleveland have, I think, have been the
How does that
arguably
make sense?
Yeah.
No. You can't have a lock and then change it to the other team
Yeah, I
being the
absolutely
lock
can.
if it's in the
Divisional.
other location.
No.
The lock
You,
is it. Do you not
the
understand
re-
how this works?
the lock is the
Damn,
home
he's
field
going off
advantage
on
in this
you.
game. The lock is absolutely the home for me. The lock is the home
Is
field
it
advantage.
absolutely the home field advantage?
It is absolutely the home field advantage in this one because the Ravens against the Browns is a divisional matchup, and the home team in divisional matchups is a highly favored team to win,
Okay, bro.
especially in this division. Talk to me when the Browns kill the Ravens.
I
next
don't
week.
care who wins this game. It's just the logic to the lock pick makes no sense.
No. I don't. Sorry. Can I rephrase? I misspoke. The Ravens aren't my lock.
Rephrase.
The Ravens aren't my lock if the game's in Baltimore. I would pick the Ravens to win if the game is in Baltimore.
All right, Serge, what is your Serge? What
I would
is your lock of the
say
week?
my lock, just to not be obvious, I'm gonna say Seahawks over Giants.
You're an
on.
idiot.
That's
Come
just
on,
like-
man. You're
that's
so
not a
dumb.
No, okay. The Giants.
like,
I'm
so
sorry. The
weird.
Giants
Like-
have not been good to start the season. The Seahawks have a pretty explosive offense, and I'm sorry.
All right.
Like I think the Seahawks will win that game, but I don't think you guys understand what lock means. It means the team will easily win.
I'm just trying to not
very
pick the Cowboys
confident.
over the Pats
sure.
or the
that the Seahawks
Chiefs
will
over
win,
the
like in a lock.
Jets.
What?
I'm just not trying to pick the Chiefs over the Jets because like that's a lock, but it's like it's the really obvious one. I'm trying to go.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. I'm taking a more.
There's some middle ground here. Like I went for an easy one.
clearly think the Seahawks are gonna.
No. You're fine. You're fine.
My lock.
I'm just still.
You're just going off on Charlie.
Yeah.
This is actually just gonna piss Dylan off more. But I think based on how they're playing, my lock is gonna be the Texans over the Steelers.
Oh,
wait. Why would that piss me off?
My lock is the Bills over the Dolphins.
Just because
that's what I thought he was gonna say.
No. Just because Dylan, just because of like it's not an obvious lock, but I do think
No. That's Texans over Steelers. I don't think that's a lock, but, I thought.
All right, maybe not as bad. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for
ridiculous.
watching. I hope you all thought that was as entertaining as I did. We will be back at you next week. Obviously, we do weekly episodes.
Wait, can I give Serge some homework real quick?
Yep.
Listen to one Taylor Swift song and give us the feedback.
Serge.
I'm not a Swiftie, but I feel like if you've lived for the past 18 years, you have to know at least 5 Taylor Swift songs.
Dude, I can name you like 5 Taylor Swift albums. Like, come on.
Like off the top of my head, like you can't.
Then sing one of them. Sing one of them.
A free response. Like you can't ask me to name.
Can you sing a verse of hers?
Can you sing a song that's not Love Story?
Yeah, that'll prove that you know.
I'll give you the name.
No.
Trouble. Sing Trouble. You know how
I knew you were trouble when you walked in.
Never did I think we would have Serge singing on an episode. Oh my god, that is great.
Dude, no one's gonna watch the end anyway. Like we're chilling.
Bro, I'm clipping it.
If you stick to them to watch that then you're like a real trooper there.
Yeah, for real. Comment down below trouble if you actually watched that.
What a way to end out the episode. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for watching us. Kian McDermott, Serge Kadala, the singer, Dylan Chow, and Charlie Nidell. We hope you all are very entertained. If you were and you made it to the end, you may as well subscribe to the channel. Follow us on social media. Clips of the podcast will be going up. We will see you guys back here next Tuesday because that's when we drop them, although we record them on Mondays. Thank you all so much for watching and listening as well. If you're listening, give us 5 stars. This was The Back Pocket. We'll catch you next week.